Welcome to Worthwhile Watches. I'm Rob. This is part 5 of this 5-part series of Rolex Submariner homage reviews, with a final comparison still to come. Today we're looking at a watch that's built in America, the Ginault Ocean Rover II. Now, this is a fantastic watch that takes elements of different Rolex Submariner watches from different time periods and combines them into one pretty amazing watch. I'll go ahead and say that, in my opinion, yes, this is a worthwhile watch, but let's talk about why. So far, in these Submariner homage reviews, I've been leaving the wearing experience until late in the video, but I want to start with the wearing experience with this one, because in my opinion, that's really what sets this watch apart from the others in this comparison. Sure, this watch is well built and looks great, and we'll get to all that, but the way it wears is just so nice. It sits low and slim on the wrist, the weight is substantial enough but never overbearing, and the bracelet is comfortable and can always be made to fit perfectly. It's highly legible at any time of day or night, and the timing bezel is a joy to use. The operation is smooth and seamless when setting the watch, and the time-telling accuracy has been superb. As a daily wear watch, it's been difficult to find much to complain about with this one. But don't worry, I'm not going to go easy on it, and I'll definitely find some things to complain about. First of all, I don't really know the details, but apparently the founder of Ginault was involved in some controversy in the past. I'm not going to get into that here. All I can say is that my dealings with the company were positive and professional. I also want to state that I have no connection to Ginault whatsoever beyond being a customer just like anyone else. And no matter what may have happened in the past, Ginault is currently producing some very high-quality products. Moving on to the watch itself. This case is a pre-ceramic 5-digit style, but with modern upgrades to improve water resistance and modernize the internal structure. The case is very thin at just over 11 millimeters thick. In fact, I measure it at 11.1 millimeters, not including the Cyclops. The case measures 39 millimeters, not including the crown guards, and I measure the bezel at 40 millimeters in diameter. Lug to lug is 47.2 millimeters, but the male end links will push that out to just over 50 millimeters. The case is brushed on top and polished on the sides. The brushed finish matches the bracelet end links very nicely, and the end link fit is nice and solid. The signed crown is grippy and operates smoothly. The case back doesn't protrude much underneath, allowing it to sit nice and low on the wrist. The case back has a little more going on than just a sterile brushed surface. It has a polished ring with some basic watch information engraved into it, and radial brushing in the center. I really have no complaints about the case. The bezel is stainless steel with a black ceramic insert. The bezel has minute markings all the way around and an applied Lume pip in the triangle at 12 o'clock. The bezel is very satisfying to turn. The clicks are consistent and crisp. It sort of glides along as it turns. If anything, the resistance might be just a bit light, but it's so nice to turn. It's hard to tell, but it seems this bezel insert is just a fraction of a millimeter off center to the left. But I have to really look for it to notice. In actual use, the gradations going all the way around make it easy to precisely read the elapsed time, and that smooth action makes me look for reasons to use it. What to have for dinner? Microwave. Bake for 23 minutes. Looks like we're having frozen pizza. And while I'm twisting that bezel, I have to make sure I don't get distracted by the dial. This watch has a glossy black enamel dial with applied indices and sword hands modeled after the Rolex Mil Sub, but with a red lollipop style seconds hand for a nice pop of color. This watch is available with or without a date, but I almost always opt for a date if it's an option. The numbers on the date wheel are clear and crisp, and the Cyclops provides good magnification. One minor complaint I have about the dial is the text. I like the logo and Ginault brand name under the 12 o'clock marker, but the additional line of text could probably be removed in my opinion. It says kinetic continuous date. I realize they're trying to have something there equivalent to oyster perpetual date, but that just sounds a little weird. Underneath the pinion, there are 4 lines of text. I have no problem with Ocean Rover or 1,000 feet 300 meters, but the following 2 lines say submersible maritime and precision chronometer. These don't really add useful information, considering that the word chronometer is not referring to or claiming COSC certification, and the 300-meter depth rating above already suggests that submersible and maritime uses would be appropriate. So these lines seem to exist only to mimic the look of the current Submariner dials. The crystal on this Ginault is excellent. It's a flat sapphire with 3 layers of optometry-grade clear anti-reflective coating, so there's no blue tint at all. It does an excellent job of eliminating glare, and the Cyclops, which is also sapphire, does a good job of magnifying the date. This is one of those crystals that often looks like it's not there at all. I can't complain about the crystal. Whether you're out for a late-night walk, exploring an ancient fire temple, or reading by candlelight because you spent too much on watches and your electricity got shut off, you're going to need good lume. And the Ginault has it. The lume glows a nice icy blue color and looks like BGW9, but I haven't confirmed exactly what it is. In normal use, the lume glows nice and strong when moving from bright light to an indoor environment, and the glow is clearly visible for hours. Here's a time lapse of the lume. After 20 minutes, the circular indices are glowing a bit stronger than the hands and the 12, 6, and 9 indices, but they're all still bright and clearly visible. In daily use, this lume is impressively effective. And what good is lume if the watch isn't accurate? This watch is powered by a Sellita SW200-1, a Swiss-made 28,800 vibrations per hour movement with hand winding, hacking, and a 38-hour power reserve. According to Ginault, each watch goes through a 6-week regulation process to ensure the movement is running properly and accurately. I can report that my watch is running extremely well, hovering near 0, gaining or losing less than 2 seconds per day on the wrist so far. So I can't complain about the performance of the movement. And because it's a Sellita SW200, more options should be available when it comes time to servicing, and it should be less expensive to maintain than a modern Swiss luxury watch with an in-house movement. But what good is a great case, dial, and movement if the watch won't stay on your wrist? Keeping this watch on the wrist is a modern oyster-style bracelet with an unmarked clasp containing a toolless micro-adjust system. The links are brushed on top and bottom and polished on the sides. Substantial and high-quality screws are used to adjust the bracelet. End-link fit to the case is nice and snug. The bracelet is very high quality and well finished. The micro-adjust system offers a lot of travel with small adjustment increments, so getting the perfect fit is never an issue. The bracelet tapers from 20 mm at the lugs to 15.5 mm at the clasp according to my calipers. The clasp measures 17.5 mm wide. This is one of the most comfortable watches I've worn in a long time. I have no complaints about the bracelet. Overall, this is a very impressive watch and offers all of the features I want in a Submariner, including the 5-digit style case, a ceramic bezel, 300 meters of water resistance, and a modern bracelet with excellent micro adjustment. This is not a cheap watch though, starting at $1,500 new, but the quality level and unique set of features it offers are unlike other Submariner style watches, and I do prefer it to the currently available Rolex Submariners, and I prefer the peace of mind of a new modern watch over dealing with a vintage model. In fact, this could be the perfect Submariner style watch for me at any price. I'm enjoying it more than I expected to, and I have no plans to get rid of this one. So we still have the final comparison of the 5 watches in this series to go. I plan to tally up scores based on several categories and rank them all, according to my opinion only. So if you're interested in seeing that, you're welcome to subscribe. As always, I really appreciate everyone who has watched, liked, and commented on my videos. It really helps me grow this channel. Thank you so much.
We're having frozen pizza.